A Channel 2 Action News investigation found that Georgia has underfunded teen driver education. The state's collected nearly $90 million for this program specifically, yet just spent about a tenth on teen driving preparedness. Channel 2 investigative reporter Erica Byfield here now with where the money went and the change one lawmaker is vowing to make.
Justin, that lawmaker wants to change Georgia's constitution. This story picks up on something that we first reported in 2011. We discovered that the state wasn't funding some programs like Joshua's Law, driver's education. Fast forward to now, and we've learned that they pulled the funding for years. Some call that a dangerous detour.
Behind the wheel, I kind of feel invincible, like, you know, nothing, it's easy, nothing will happen to me, and that's not true.
With each turn, Ava Lehman gets a bit more comfortable behind the wheel.
I could be a statistic if I didn't really focus on what I'm doing.
Now serving B.
Every year, about 50,000 Georgia teens get their Class D driver's license. In 2005, Georgia's General Assembly passed Joshua's Law. It requires all 16-year-olds complete a driver's education course and 40 hours of supervised driving, 6 of which must be at night. Alan Brown memorized every requirement in Senate Bill 226. He's Joshua's dad.
Today is the 12th anniversary of my son passing away.
He's angry the state has not followed through on a promise to fund it.
I think it's looking teenagers in the eye and saying, I don't care about you.
Joshua's Law created Georgia's Driver Education Commission. It also established a penalty on traffic violations like DUIs. At one point, it was 5%. Now it's 1.5%. In the last 10 years, the surcharge has generated more than $87 million. We found only $13 million has gone to the program.
When the economy took a turn for the worse, the legislature took that money and repurposed it for other things.
The state completely stopped funding Joshua's Law from 2010 to 2014, but the legislature didn't stop collecting the money. To date, the state has pumped $73 million Joshua's Law dollars into the general fund.
The legislature made the decision they did, and I'm not going to try to second guess the General Assembly.
We should never take that money to prop up the general fund.
A loophole in Senate Bill 226 allowed the General Assembly to shift the funds. It says the money collected is subject to appropriation. State Representative Chuck Martin wants a fix, a constitutional amendment.
When the legislature does this and says it's for Joshua's Law, that's where it goes.
The funding may have come and gone, but the requirements for teens never changed, so families had to find a way to pay for it themselves.
What part?
Lehman took the online course. Leaders quietly started funding driver's ed again this year, with a focus on bringing back classroom learning. Select students will use simulators like the one I tested and drive 30 new Kias. Originally, the state wanted to offer the program in Georgia school districts. Now it'll be in 20 of 22 state technical colleges. Brown doesn't like it. He thinks driver's ed should be in high schools and free.
I think it's a slap in the face of teenagers.
We're going to try to make this program grow. We're going to try to make it as strong as we can.
Students will get scholarships to take the state's revamped driver's ed course. State Rep Chuck Martin told us that he's going to introduce legislation this session to try to close that funding loophole.
It is an astounding amount of money, but is there any chance that this driver's ed program will get back that $73 million?
Representative Martin told us that he believes that it will. He said that the lawmakers can take the money out of the state's reserves or rainy day fund. There are some questions about how easy that will actually be.
Interesting to see who would support that or not, Erica.